Right, welcome to Ian Studio Live number 5 in the series. Welcome to any new viewers. I can see we've already got 10 people online and watching, so welcome. Hopefully one or two new faces, and welcome to the regulars here: Michael, Terry, Ron, Kev, Richard, who's in and out. He's a little bit busy this evening, so welcome everyone. So for the benefit of anyone who's new to these live streams, let me tell you a little about the show. Well, first of all, please can you take a moment or two to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I really need to get the number of subscribers up to make this all worthwhile. Good evening, Stuart. See, you've just joined us. Right. Yeah, please subscribe, folks. As the regulars know, these are regular Sunday night shows. They will stay on my YouTube channel for about a week, maybe a little bit longer, at which point they get edited down to a shorter version on YouTube, and the full version stays in my academy for the future. So academy members can always access the whole set. So the way they work. Please ask questions in the live chat. I've got the monitor here, so I can watch what's going on, keep an eye on the chat, and deal with any questions as they come in. So if anything isn't clear, anything's not working, then just let me know on there. There's a Q&A session. I've got one question left over from last week that I'm going to deal with, and that one was from Tim. Tim, I don't know whether you're on the live stream or not, but I'll deal with your question in a short while. Anything else, please put them in, and at the end I will deal with any questions that I found in the chat. Now, one thing to say is there is a delay between me speaking and you hearing me. It typically starts out about 30 seconds, but occasionally it will stretch to a couple of minutes. Now, I don't know how that happens, but what it does mean is if you're putting something in the chat in response to something that I'm saying, we're out of sync. So get your questions in early, because what has happened on a couple of these is the questions have come in when I've spoken about it, or when you thought I've spoken about it, by which point I'm 2 minutes further down the line, having not seen them in the chat because you've not heard the fact that we're getting to the Q&A, and they've got left over till the next session, which is what's happened this week and last week. So get your questions in quick, and I'll deal with those when we come to them. So what have we got on the show this week? Another full show. The usual news. The 3-minute Lightroom edit challenge is back. So those of you who've submitted them, is it your image this week? Stay tuned and find out. I've got the Q&A, which I will be doing live. There's one question I've already had, which we'll deal with on that, and that's all about the use of diffusers. We've got a dynamic range to deal with. I'm going to talk about that for the benefit of those who don't really understand it or want to know a little bit more about how dynamic range works and what it does. We've got two different bits of the Lightroom challenge. Rick will be doing his edit, I'll be doing mine. I'm going to go through a little bit about reflectors, which follows on from what we were talking about last week with diffusers. And then I'll play in about 3/4 of the way through a 10-minute or so section of my Introduction to Digital Photography course. And this is primarily aimed at those who are new to photography, but obviously, hopefully there's things that everyone will gain from that. And we'll finish off with those questions on the live stream before we wrap up. So, what's the news? Well, the news this week is I've been trying to get more stuff up onto YouTube, and that's included some cut down versions of the live streams. For example, I've got the 3-minute challenge that Rick and I did with the photo from Peter. Then we've edited that down into a video in its own right, so that's a standalone item on YouTube, and that went up this week. We've still got our giveaway going on. We've got a 5-in-1 reflector from Essential Photo, which is also known as Pixar Pro. You can see it here on the screen behind me. The way this giveaway works is that if you add a comment on either this week's video, the one you're now watching. Now, if you're on the live, watching it live, you can't add the comment until the stream is over. Because it's the comments, not the live chat, that this is based on. But if you're watching the replay, put a comment in it and you'll be entered into the draw for it next week. I will also take comments on last week's video. So if you want to make sure you get your comment in now while I'm thinking about it, pop over to last week's live stream. It's still up on YouTube. Add a comment on there and you're in the draw for next week. And as part of next week's live stream, I will do the draw live on air to see who gets it. We've given one away already. This is the second one. And at this point, I do need to say a big thanks to Pixar Pro for providing these, and to Rick, who has organised this for the live stream. So thanks, Rick. Thanks, Pixar Pro, and or Essential Photo as they are online. Great company, really good, providing good quality gear for us, and I'm not being paid to say that. So there you go. Right. Okay, let's carry on with that. Yep, there we go. So, yeah, I've already gone through how we win on there. The draw will be the end of next week. Right, so the 3-minute Lightroom challenge. For those who may not know what this is all about, I've asked various people to provide me with some raw files, and then sight unseen, I'll get them into Lightroom, and I've got 3 minutes to do an edit on those and talk you through it at the same time. Now, I've also challenged Rick Bradbury, who has the studio next to mine and my sometimes co-host on this live stream, to do the same. So we're going to start off tonight with Rick's edit of the image. And oh yes, before I get to that, if you want to submit one, then let me know. Send me a message or put a comment in this. I'll get in contact with you, and I'll give you the instructions on exactly how we need you to supply them for this. So, right, yes, I'm just seeing comments coming in. That's slightly distracting. Sorry. Right, okay. Yeah, let me know if you want to submit yours. We've got a couple left to do. We've got this week's, I think, 1 or 2 more weeks left. So this week, we're doing an image from Kev Pack. So thanks very much, Kev. I know Kev's on the live stream from his sick bed, unfortunately. So all the best, Kev. Hope you're feeling much better soon, and look after yourself. So the first video is going to be Rick's edit. So I'll play that first, and then later on I will play in my edit of the image. So here's Rick's 3-minute challenge.
Here we go. Welcome to another 3-minute Lightroom edit challenge. My name's Rick Bradbury. Can't be there with Ian for this live stream, obviously, current circumstances, so I've pre-recorded the edit of this image, or my 3-minute edit challenge. I will be providing as well a little bit of feedback at the end after I've done the 3-minute edit, so watch out for that as well. And without further ado, let's get to work. Now, this is just a holding image. This isn't the one that's been sent in. I figured it'd be more interesting to look at something in Lightroom rather than just Lightroom. Right, so we will get the stop clock, watch, whatever, ready, and boom, we'll switch to the image. Here we go. Now this has been sent in by my friend Mr. Pack, Kev. I hope you're well. Let me know if you need anything, mate. Right, and let's get to work. Now, this is a DNG file, so the edit that Kev has done on it, I suspect, is somewhat baked in, if he's done anything with it. Shot on an X Pro 2 Fuji, 2000 of a second, f2.8 ISO 200. Nice light on the face, and let's get cracking with the edit. We'll go Adobe Standard. In fact, I'm going to reset that completely. Adobe Standard, and we will get rid of noise reduction because you don't need it at ISO 200. Come on, Lightroom. And I'm assuming the lens profile's built in. Leave that. Okay, so let's get to work. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to warm this up just a touch there. Take away a little bit of magenta to even out the skin tones. Again, you're probably going to see different colours through a compressed stream versus a calibrated monitor that I'm on. It is what it is. Right, let's do contrast on the curve here. Now, I'm not that used to working with Fuji files in Lightroom, certainly not from the X-Trans sensor of the X Pro 2. So it'll be interesting to see what we get. It does seem quite contrasty off the bat, even in linear. And we'll go a little bit of shadow, a little bit of highlight remover, take the exposure down just a tad, and we'll go on to a global contrast. I do feel it should be quite punchy. Now I'm going to concentrate on saturation on a couple of specific colours. Don't want to go too far because there will be red elements and pigments within the skin. A little bit on the orange and yellow. Don't really want to go any further there. Do I want to push the blue a little bit to suggest it's cold outside? Maybe. And here I am in split toning. Who'd have thunk it? Right. Let's see what we can get. Do you want to go a little bit? I don't know if I want to go cooler in the highlights. I'll probably stick with warm just a little bit and see what we get with a bit of cool in the shadows. Just a hint. I don't want to do this because the black shouldn't be blue. Right, and just a little bit there. Is that too much? Don't know. And we'll go for a little bit of masking and sharpening, a bit of detail up to there. And I would say that would be it. Let's go before and after. So it certainly came out a little cooler within the DNG file. Warmed the skin tones up a little bit, made the colours pop just a little bit. I think it corrected the hair colour most definitely, and that is done. Bidding, there we go. Shh, shh, quiet. God, that's noisy. Right. So what we'll do now, we'll go into Ian's edit, I suspect, and then I'll give a bit of feedback coming up shortly.
Right, we're back. Yeah, we'll do my edit just a little bit later on in the show, but that will be coming up, and then we'll provide a little bit of feedback from both myself and Rick on the photo for you, Kev. I just see Subvids has asked the question, no cropping. Well, hold on, you will see what's coming up on that. We will be talking a little bit about cropping later on that image, so hold on for that. Right, so yeah, Q&A, the question that's left over from last week. The question was from Tim. If there are any other questions, do get them into the live chat now, and then I will pick them up later on, any additional ones that come up. So yeah, the delay I can see now at the moment, it must be over a minute's delay at present. So the chat's not quite real time at the moment. So the question which was left over from last week, Tim wanted to know if I had any advice on using a diffuser when working alone. Yeah, this is an interesting one. it can be very difficult if you want to use a diffuser, handheld diffuser, when you're by yourself, you're outside, you've got your subject, you've got the blowing wind. It can be very, very tricky to hold on to one of those circular diffusers. However, I've got a few options that might help you. So if I change my view so that you can see. Yep, yeah. Back over to Essential Photo, Pixar Pro. One thing which might help, Tim, with using a diffuser single-handed is to get one of the ones that's got a grip on it. Now this is the one on the screen behind me is one of the small ones, just 60 centimetre, but they've got grips on either end on it, so you can really hold on to it. And you find that's much easier to work with than just trying to hold on to the edge of a diffuser with it. And mine hasn't got the grip, but those will be easier. I find that it pulls out of my hand without it. So you've got that as an option. There are bigger versions, but I think those really are going to be two-handed. So for that, you do need to try and find yourself a voice-activated light stand, or basically somebody to hold it for you, a voice-activated diffuser, I guess, someone to hold the diffuser with something that size. But what else can you do? Well, you can try clamping, using an A-clamp to put it to a stand. That can work. But again, you've got to be careful with the wind, and it really is quite tricky. Diffusers can be quite fussy about the right angle to make sure it's between the sun and your subject. So it's hard to clamp it, or can be. We have other options though. You've just been watching the cut down version of this live stream. The full versions remain on YouTube for approximately a week. After that, if you want to see the full version, you need to be a member of my Photo Academy. You can find out about that on my website. It only costs £6 a month or £60 for the year. And for that, you have access to the full courses, you have training materials, and you have the full archive of these live streams. So I hope you will consider joining that, and that supports me and helps me continue with these live streams. So until next time, thanks for watching, and keep making great photos. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down here so you'll get notified of future videos. Up here is a playlist of videos similar to this one, and here's one specific video that I think you will like, whereas down here is one that YouTube thinks you'll like. Until next time, keep making great photos. Bye for now.